instantly. Who else? Ashley, Sean, good. There's three. Keep going. Joe, of course. Great. Tony, Johnny, Amy. All righty. Great. Um, hey, how you doing? We had 45 views on YouTube. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, listen, guys. Here's what I want to do today. I'm going to take this down a different path. Today is going to be about not just self-development, though that's always something, and I can't train you to do it, but it's going to be how to share better, how to get new leads when you think you've called everybody and you've exhausted everything. Every single person you know has told you, get lost, or they've signed up. I want to talk to you about what do you do when you're at AO, and thanks, buddy. I want to make sure you guys are having some success, but you want to know what kills success? Lack of momentum. And you want to know what causes lack of momentum is when you stop putting forth the effort required to maintain momentum. But momentum is not just about your effort, it's about the effort of the people in your group. Now, some of you may be brand new. Some of you may have been with us for 5, 6 years or more, maybe longer than me. I know Joseph has been around way longer than I have. So here's the point, is let's pretend we have a fresh slate. And I'm going to kind of walk through some things that I think will help you. And here they are to begin with. I'm going to hold up some books. And I'm going to give you 5 books here. Well, I already did one on the original training, Rich Robert Kiyosaki. If you have, I want you to reread it or read it if you haven't. Put that on your number 1 bit of the list. Number 2 is the Cash Flow Quadrant. Read it, absorb it. Okay, those are 2. Now I'm going to give you 5 others, so get ready to write these down or take a screenshot. You've heard me and Tony talk about this a lot. It's GoPro by Eric Worre.
That looks
This
nice.
is probably one of the single best, all-around, easy to understand and implement books. And I'm going to talk about one thing in here a little bit on this trip. By the way, I don't plan to go a whole hour. So I'm going to let you guys, I know it's Saturday, and I'm going to let you guys go a little quicker than you might have thought. So you've heard about GoPro. Get it, read it, reread it. There is also an audio series, okay? There's an audio series. And I want you to consider buying that as CDs. You can go to, his website. But I'm going to read you something from chapter 6 at the very, very end, so you can write this link down and go to this link at your convenience, okay? I don't have it memorized, so. I thought I had earmarked the page, but I think it's elsewhere. Anyway, his website is Network Marketing Pro. All together, networkmarketingpro.com. And you can order the like DVD series, the CD, and you listen to it in your car or at home. But you could also
Welcome back.
look for, I thought I had a direct link, but you'll find it on the website. He did a keynote speech for the company he was with back in the late 80s, okay? And he was one of the rising stars, and he did a speech, and it was phenomenal. And I just want you guys to listen to it. It's very short.
Right.
It's a keynote speech. I'd say 5 minutes max. Take the time and do that. If you can or think you will, then just let me know. Stick a 1 in the chat, okay? Thanks, Sean. I appreciate you putting that in there. All right, good. Big help. Now, the next book is a networking book as well. Thanks, Joe. You're going to do great with it. Because I'll tell you, I learned more on the audio than in reading the book, the GoPro book. This one is Building an Empire.
Ooh, that's a
Okay?
big looking book.
And this is for network marketers. And you can see it's by
I don't have that one. I have to get that one.
We'll try to hold that still.
Oh yeah, Brian Carruthers.
Building the
Nice.
Empire, Brian Carruthers. You can go to briancarruthers.com, I believe, and order it in $7, $8. You know, get that book, read it. Out of curiosity, put a 2 in the chat if you've read that book before, just so I know if anybody's actually read that already. Okay, great book. No, I don't see any 2s. Good. So hopefully you'll go get it. Here, yeah, Brian Carruthers. Let me put that. I'll type it in the chat for everybody. It's spelled Carruthers. Okay. All right. So building an empire. And next, by the way, this is duplicatable. The things I'm going to talk about on this call are how do you duplicate? How do you get momentum and keep momentum? That's duplication. And this is where a lot of us fall short in network marketing. This book, the next one, I think most people have heard of Stephen M.R. Covey. Okay, Stephen Covey. Oops, Sean, you have a little typo there. You have an X instead of a C. But thanks for putting that in. The Speed of Trust. This is Stephen Covey. You can get it on Amazon, so I got this one, or you can go to his website. It's pretty easy to find if you Google it. What's the speed of trust about? It's the one thing that teaches everything. It's trust. Period. You know, people gotta like you to listen to your message. And I'm gonna give you a way to deliver your message today that we've never taught. It's something I use, and I've kept it a secret. Why? Because I figured, you know what? Nobody can do it like I can do it. But you know what? I'm going to teach you how to do it like I can do it, and then I want you to do it. It doesn't hurt me if you grow your group, right? So, get people's trust. Read that book. Put a 2 in the chat if you've read that book ever. If not, make sure you get it. The Speed of Trust. People have to trust you. And you got to build like, and then you build trust. Here's one that I want you to do next. You may not have heard of Tony Geary, but he goes by the nickname Mr. Presentation. Jeary. Tony Geary, take a screenshot. This book is called Inspire Any Audience. That's an audience from 1 person to 1,000 people. Whether you're doing stage selling or whether you're doing face-to-face, okay, or you're over the phone. But if you combine the speed of trust with inspire any audience, you're going to be a better presenter, period. Okay? If you don't read it, don't say I didn't warn you. Now, there's also, you can get from his website, and his website is tonygeary.com, okay, TonyJeary.com, and this is a little CD called Presentation Mastery, all right, and in it's got some really good things for you, audio and visual. You can pick that up for pennies, okay, so I got that with the book. All right, so now that I've got that out of the way, let's go talk about a few step-by-step types of things. How many of you feel that realistically you've been through your list of 100 or 200 or 500 or whatever, you've been through your cell phone, you've called everybody, and you've either gotten a yes or a no? Okay, good, Sean. Anybody else feel, and there's no judgment here, anybody feel like I'm kind of out of leads? Put a 3 in the chat, or say yes. All right, Joe, good, I'll help you. Anybody else? Okay. Amy, thank you. Tony, you know, I've felt this myself. Believe me, I've been a network marketer since the 80s. So I definitely have been in this business a long time, and I feel like I've got for everybody. Um, Johnny's building more. Yeah, that boy. Okay. Um, and by the way, Sean, you have a other problem. Type it in the chat, and I'll make sure I address it. Okay. Anybody wants me to address anything specifically, put it in the chat. I've got it up on my screen so I can see it while you're talking. While I'm talking. Um, so that being said, let me tell you what to do when you feel that you've actually called everybody
Do I have anyone
you
back?
possibly can to tell them about the business.
Is anyone
Okay,
on?
this
Put
is a very
something in
easy
the
thing to do.
comments so I can know you're here.
Start with a
Hello,
fact.
hello, hello.
So I'm going to type this in as I'm talking, and I'll post it.
Okay.
One, start with a fact. I'll tell you what that fact is. Okay? This means you're going to call these people or text them again, but you're not going to do it in the way you have been doing it. I don't care if you call them 15 times. This is what you're going to do. You're going to call them preferably, text way less preferable.
Okay.
So don't cheat and chicken out, text people.
Okay.
Call them. Or DM them before you text.
Yeah.
You know, go on one of your social media. Now, start with a fact. Here's what you're going to say.
Okay.
Let's say I'm talking to Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Name not familiar.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Bill. I'm just getting a hold of you because I had an amazing thought. Now, I know you know a lot of people, like I know a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and the one thing I know is I don't know who you know.
Mm-hmm.
I may know some of who you know,
Right.
and this is why you want to talk it out.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier just to talk like
Yeah.
talking from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Conversation.
They can hear your
No,
emotions.
I don't know everybody you know. As you well know, I've been in the 7K business, not here to try to get you to join, become a member. Okay? What I want to do, Sean, I see your message, by the way, and absolutely plan to cover that. So, good news. All right, so let me finish on this though. So, I'm not trying to recruit you. I'm not trying to sell you anything.
Right.
I don't want to pitch you on. The fact is,
All right, dear.
you know people that I will never know.
Mm-hmm.
And you know people I do know.
Mm-hmm.
That's fact.
It's a mutual.
What I would like to know is, would you do me a favor
Mm-hmm.
and just share with me 10 people that you know that I don't know who you think might have an interest in protecting wealth and or making extra income.
Okay. Protecting wealth
Out of the
and
thousands of
or
people you probably know, can you think of 10?
making extra income.
So basically, I start with a fact. Then I went to a question. Okay? But the question was, simple. Can you think of something? So you start with a fact. Then wait for their answer. They're probably going to say, why are you asking me? Well, because you know people I don't know. And the people I know who have become members are thanking me for it.
Mm,
And
that's true.
I like thanks. I like accolades. I like, I'm doing the world a favor, a service. I feel that I could help people, and it won't hurt you to let me share with them in their benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to prove it to you. Do you think anybody I talk to that has any, has ever even heard of network marketing before? Do you think they have any problem with having a garage full of gold and silver?
Mm-mm.
Do you think they could ever be hurt if I just let them know about gold and silver? And how much they've gone up while the dollar's gone down? In just the last 3 years, gold and silver has more than doubled. be upset. They're going to say, well, no. Okay? They wouldn't be upset. So, in essence, wouldn't you be kind of doing them a favor if you thought of you when I was sharing something very beneficial for everybody around the world?
They appreciate it. People appreciate you thinking of them.
I'm pleased that he thought enough about you.
Yep.
Guess what? I have just found you thousands of more leads. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Go ahead and put. If you think you could do that.
Yep.
If you don't think you can do that, I want to hear a
I think I can. Let me put yes in the chat.
Ask people you know who they know.
That's it. Yes, sir.
Good. Seeing a lot of yeses. Not seeing any no's. This is something pros do. Good. With a script. No problem, Sean. Absolutely. You know, you could work it out. You can come back to one of these trainings. You can put your script in. You can call your upline. I really don't know if you know Tony. You can call him.
Yes, I know Tony. He's my mentor too.
I'd have to look. So I'm not sure. Okay. So that being said, yeah, everybody feels they can do that. So
Yeah.
starting with a fact and you're following it up with logic that they are not hurting somebody by giving you their name.
Right.
In fact, you're telling them facts. You're going to help them by educating.
People don't give you their payment information.
Who want to know about this?
You send them a link.
Now, again, this
goes into the
approach
company.
is
A
going
plus.
after potential
Better Business Bureau.
All right.
Let me learn.
Send me the number. Are you asking me for my number?
I'm going to learn. I'm going to be quiet.
Let me get that in a minute. Matter of fact, I don't care. I know.
Listen to this millionaire talk.
Y'all want my phone number? 833.
Oh, no. I don't want y'all. Everybody doesn't need his phone number. No. No.
Now, don't every one of you call me right now. Okay.
No.
I can't talk to 5 people all at the same time. Now, that being said, it's very simple. But think what you'd want to hear if somebody called you asking you to share your contacts. You'd want to protect those contacts. So you need to let them know they're not going to be asked to do anything that's bad for them. Okay. I have no intention of recruiting them, but I would, if they want to become a member, then I'm going to call you first. Okay, so let's say I'm talking to Bill. This is step 2. Okay, step 2. I'm going to type it in my screen so when I put up number 2, there's number 1. Step number 2 is ask the person you're talking to for referrals whether or not, you know, if they'd appreciate you letting.
Oh, my friend Dr. Dawson is on here.
The
Yay.
person they referred is interested before you sign them up. Okay? This is ethical. This is moral. This is the right thing to do. Let's say, again, I've asked Bill, and Bill gave me Mary as a referral. And Mary says, send me more information. I want to watch your video. And by the way, when you do talk to these people, don't try to sell them. Just say, are you familiar with what gold and silver have been doing over the last 3 to 5 years?
Okay.
Are you familiar with the fact that dollars going down in value? Are you looking for ways to protect your wealth and or grow your wealth?
Oh, I like that.
Would any of those fit you? Where I could have 5 minutes of your time to share some education that you may not know, you don't know, that Bill thought you'd want to hear. And Mary will probably say, sure, what is this? And then don't say, oh, it's MLM, yeah, come and join me. Don't start recruiting them. Just say, look, I don't want to take a lot of your time, so if we could, if you don't mind, just give me your email, and I'll send you an email link, and or I'll also send a link to this phone number, so you have it both ways. And you can watch a video which will give you more education. And if you're free tonight, there's a webinar that you can I'd like to invite you to. See if you can invite them to the webinar. We've done so many webinar invitation trainings on these Saturdays, and I know you know that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can invite them to the webinar. Check it out. Okay? No pressure. Just seems it. But here's the thing. When you invite somebody to the webinar, when you send them the video, this is what you have to do next.
Okay.
You have to get commitment to watch. This is why out of 100 videos you might send out, only 5 are going to get watched. 95%.
Well, I'd like to watch it along with them. And then hopefully they're watching it while they're on with me, like on a Zoom. We can watch it together, a preview together, or one of these together. We can do that.
When is the soonest you think for sure you can watch it? Or if it happens to be the call for the Zoom, do you think you can for sure get on a Zoom tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern? If they say no, I'm busy tonight, you say, how about Tuesday? How about Wednesday? You tell me what day of the week works for you. None. Well then Saturday at noon. 1 p.m. Eastern. Get a commitment. As far as the video goes, when as soon as you think for sure you can watch it. I could probably have it watched by tomorrow afternoon. Let's call it evening. Okay, so tomorrow evening. So if I were to call you, day after tomorrow in the morning, you will have watched it. Yes. Okay. So what you're doing here is you're locking it down. I'm typing that in right now. Lock it down. So the referral that they gave you, this is Mary. So get her to say, yeah, call me then. I will see you. And you say, great. I absolutely will. Now, what's a good time day after tomorrow to call you when you could be for sure free for me to talk for a couple minutes about the video? Get a time. Now, somewhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Okay. So if I call you at 10 a.m., you're good. Yes. And you can say yes again. Great. Then I'm going to send you a video. I'm going to call you on this appointment time. And this is something I do that is not in the book. Okay. I have one more little thing called future pacing. Don't worry about the title. But here it is. And I'll put that down. 3 is future pacing. And what that means is you're going to get them to do a quickie role play. Here's how it goes. Mary, I've got you down for day after tomorrow on 10 a.m. appointment. I'll give you a call. You said you'll be ready to answer it, and that's great. But let me ask you a question. Between when you watch the video, or even if you, between now and watching the video, and between watching the video and my call, can you think of anything that would derail you from doing either of those things, either watching it or being ready to chat with me? Does anything come to mind that could derail you from that? And they'll say yes or no. And if they say yes, don't let them tell you what it is yet. Just say, well, whatever this thing is that might come up to derail you, what would you tell yourself or another person that would commit you have an appointment at 10 a.m. to talk with me? What would you say? And shut up. And then get Mary to tell you in her own words what she's going to say. For example, I promised Scott that I'm going to watch the video by tomorrow night. So then I have an appointment at 10 the next day to talk to him about it. And I'm kind of curious what it is. So I really don't want to miss these appointments. I'm going to make them happen. I'm going to watch the video. That's what one person might say. Another person will say, I don't know. They say, well, think about it. if you had an appointment to get your hair done and something came up to derail you, would you just cancel, or would you put off that thing until after your hair appointment? You know? So basically, you're going to say, well, I like to keep my appointments. Does this make sense to you guys? Any questions on this? What you're doing happen? Sorry for my language, but you get the idea.
Bad word. I don't
That's
like
what
that.
always happens. How many times you called somebody back
I'll
and
be
go, I
deleting
didn't want
that.
that. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the Zoom. Something came up. It's comes up. It's because they weren't committed. But with this process I've just done, I've told you step by step how to commit people. Does that make sense, or are there any questions? You can put in the chat. No, I'll see what you guys say. Okay. Now, I'm not going to bother telling you what is this really good, okay, because they don't realize. So they're going to ask you, is this really good? How important is this? Yeah. Okay. If people come back with you with that, you just say, that's exactly why I'm sending you the video. So you can see if it's really good. So you can see how important it is. And then when I talk to you, I'm going to get you the reaction. That's all. Does that make sense, John? Yes, it should, because I'm the master. Okay, great. Now, that having been said, I'm not going to tell you, once you call them, I am going to tell you this, and this is something that there's a debate between me and Tony, and everybody has their own style, and neither one is wrong, and neither one is right. Tony likes to say, did you watch the video? And they'll say yes. And he'll say, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being no interest and 10 being I'm ready to start now, what number would you place yourself at? It works for him. He likes it. Me, I hate it. I don't ever use it. So what do I use? I call him back and say, hey, you watch the video like we talked about, yes? And they'll say yes. We'll say, phenomenal, great. Tell me, what did you like best about it?
Yeah, I like that too.
With some excitement in your voice. What did you like best?
Tony asked that as well.
What did you like best? That's it. They're gonna come up with something. Or they may say, I didn't like a single darn thing. How, you wasted 7 minutes of my life making me watch this video. You wasted 45 minutes watching this Zoom. I don't ever call me again. They might say that. Great. Now you know where they stand. They say thank you for your time. I will honor your wishes. Okay. I'm not even going to ask them what they don't like anything. But you know how many times I hear that? Almost never. Amy's right. Keep the conversation simple.
I've never heard that either.
They 99 out of 100 times they're going to come up with something. It's like they're going to say, well, it educated me on gold and silver, things I didn't even know I didn't know. Or they might say, I like the business opportunity. I didn't realize I could make $80 every time I share with somebody. Whatever. Whatever it is they say. You say, you're right, that's great. What else did you like? Now you're going to get their second love one. And you'll say, I'm so happy you shared that. I do too. I like it too. What else did you like? And you just keep asking, what else did you like until they say, well, that's about it. It could be 1 thing, 2 things, 3, it could be 20. But whatever it is, you just keep, supporting what they said. Okay? Praise them. Tell them how you like it too. People like people that like themselves. So if you like the same things they do, you're already winning rapport. Remember, this is a stranger to some of you didn't know. And you're only talking to them on the phone. Okay? So if they live near you, go make a physical meeting if you want. But that being said, most people can be all around the world and country. So Um, Once you drain them, I call that the drain. Okay,
Mm.
so I'm going to put that in for the drain. You're going to drain them for information about what they like best, and then second best, and third best, and so on. Now you remember that order because as you say, would you start with the number one thing they said? Let's say it's being able to get instant copay. A lot of people like that when they hear about it. Something else you could do is show them how you can mint your own coins, your own mint. Okay? If you've done it already, show one of your coins. Send them a picture of it if it's a text or an email. If you haven't ordered one of your own, do it. Just carry it with you 24/7. Get a plastic cover. Amy, minute due for your gun show next week. Phenomenal. So these are great talking points, but here's why. Because if they say, I like my mint thing, you just say, imagine how many other people will. If they say, I like the um, the $80 thing, instant pay, imagine how many other people will. I like getting 1% on everybody's gold and silver purchasing gold and silver myself for free. Imagine how many other people would. If they say, I like knowing that gold and silver go up while the dollar goes down, so I can always trade it back through the Sound Money Wallet, and I can buy it for as low as $1. That's great. Imagine how many other people will like that. You see what I'm doing here? You're really not selling. You're just chatting and asking innocuous questions, but it's getting their mind to think ahead. So they go, oh, a bunch of people will. Great. So let me ask you, what more information would you like to know before you might want to become a member yourself? What kind of information would you like to have next? I'm not asking the scale of 1 to 10, but it's basically the same thing. And they're going to go, well, I don't need anything. I'm ready to roll. Great. Let me send you a link. Well, I'd like to know how this works specifically. Is this one of those pyramid schemes? By the way, the answer to that, I don't think we've covered on this, but let me tell you the worst answer. When somebody says, is this one of those pyramid schemes, or is this one of those MLMs? You can hear in their voice how they feel about it. They go, is this a pyramid scheme? I like them. Nobody does that. It's always, I hate them. I have been warned. So you want to know what most people do wrong? Here it is. They come back and they go, you mean like corporate America? You mean like a president at the top, and then vice presidents under them, and then worker bees? Don't do that. Because you're telling them they're stupid for doing what they're doing, basically, and they don't like it. Why would you? So don't. Here's what you say. Oh gosh, no. Pyramids are illegal. I'd never get involved in something illegal. No way, no how. This company's been around 9 years, 41 countries, says over 300 million in businesses, A+ rated. I checked them out. So, yeah, no, this is not a pyramid. Okay? Does that make sense? There's possibility that, depending on how excited they are, and this is from Joseph Latin, and I agree with him wholeheartedly, get them to say yes, and then you need, ask them, it's not a question, it's a statement. When people might say, do I have to be one of the first people and be on the ground floor, blah, blah, blah. I covered that in the Zoom meeting, you all heard it. But what you want to do is say, you need to get in early. Because think of the people that you just said would like it. What if somebody else approaches them before you do? Just let them think about that. That will make them a little bit more excited to move up the time frame. Let me ask, are these things helping you? Put a yes or no in the thing. And I hope I'm telling you things you have not heard. Okay? I hope I'm telling you things you haven't heard. So don't argue about a pyramid. Just say, no, I'd never be involved in that. I wouldn't expect you to either. This goes nothing like that. And that's a fact. Pyramids are illegal, but that's what people think when they first get. Now I'm going to get into, I think it was Sean's comment from before. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to scroll backwards here so I can get it and read it to everybody and cover that before I move on to my next subject. I believe he said
That's part of Max Steingart's training too.
losing momentum when you get several new people and stop reaching out to new people to help.
So how to answer about pyramids.
Only for them to not stay connected or get going. Then they drop off, and now you're left starting from scratch again. Now that sucks.
Not if you're constantly bringing in new ones, you're not starting over.
You never stop calling new people. Just never. You never stop approaching people in the grocery store. Now, somebody remind me, because I'm going to tell you, this goes along with how do you talk to people when you've run out of people in your contact list. Or to give you my number one secret, I'm going to give you number two next, but remind me, if I forget, say grocery store. That'll remind me. But Sean, and everybody, don't stop what you're doing to build your personal sponsorees. Never stop that. If you're helping other people to get their people, you're also doing what you should be doing, because you should have time for both. But I'm going to go back to this book, because there's a whole chapter on exactly this point. The reason people want you to do it for them, to build their groups, is somehow you might have promised you would. Don't do that. What you do is have a interview with them when they first become a member. I call it onboarding. And part of my onboarding process is setting expectations. Here it goes. This is just me off the cuff, but when you guys read it and hear it, it'll make more sense. And by the way, Brian Carruthers has a whole other take on this very subject. But we both agree. This is about duplicatability. People will do what you did to get them started. If you have a system that's easy, they'll follow that. So when you first start onboarding, you're going to tell them, look, we want to get you the fast start bonus as soon as possible. You have 14 days to get double points. We need to get you, 2, 3, 4 people on each side as fast as we can. Do you or don't you agree? If they say, well, no, I don't want to build a business. I can't talk to anybody. I don't know anybody. And they start giving me all these excuses. Then back it up and just say this following thing. Do you or do you not wish to put any effort into increasing your income? Would you like part or full or life-changing income through this business? Or would you rather be a customer and just buy yourself? You tell me. And let them tell you. Because I'm to say 80% but it's something to help you with business much early, is they just want to be a customer.
And that's great.
They just want to buy gold and silver at dealer direct prices. That's it. They love the settlement wallet. They like the identity. So in that regard, that's why they came in board. Well, you'll know that. And if you didn't know that, when you're having your onboarding process, you ask them, first thing, would you like to build extra income? If they say no, I'm not interested in that, I just want to buy, that's fine, great. I'll tell you the best place to do it. And then walk them through their back office, get them started in the sound money wallet, show them that. And if you don't know how, call your upline and get them to show you how. Because if everyone on this call, I'm sure, has their sound money wallet set up, so you should be able to help them set theirs up. Get the vault max going. Do a test, deposit $1 or two, something, get it going. So make sure they're live for that. Number two, show them the product section. Teach them about collectibles. Have them go through the training in the back office on bullion training certification, buyer certification, and have them go through collectible training certification. Okay? Because those fit what their goals are. Their goals to buy more, you want to know how to buy more. The more they buy, the more you make. It's all good. Okay? So if they say, yeah, I'd like some part-time income, in fact, I'd like to quit my job within the next 3 years. Well, great. Then let me ask the following. And guys, turn on your recorder, listen to what I'm saying, pull out your pencil, you better damn well write this down. Because this is important. During the onboarding, not only showing them their office and stuff, you've asked them, do you want part-time income? They say, absolutely. In fact, I'd love it if it was full-time. In fact, I'd love it if I just had enough residual income and never had to work again. Great. Would you like me to show you how to do that? Absolutely, they'll say. All right, great. First things first, I'm going to ask you some questions, and based on your answers, I'll give you a plan. Here they are. Write these down. First question is, how much would you want to make on a weekly or let's say monthly basis for it to be worth your time to put in extra time every week? Like, how much time would you have to spare? Let's just say, how much time would you have to spare to work this business? 5 hours a week. Okay. What kind of income would you have to make, say, after your first week or your first month, for that to be worth 5 hours a week? How much income would you expect to make? So, I'm going to open it up real quick. To that question, I want every one of you to put in the chat, give me a number, how much you want to make per month, realistically, working 5 hours a week. Let's see some numbers pop up. I want to see what kind of answers you're getting. I'm not asking for your own, I'm asking for what your prospect might say. 7,500 a month? See, Sean, anybody else? I assume that's a month, that's not a week. 5,000 a month. Per month. Anybody else? I got 2. I got 5,000. I got 7,500. Okay, Ashley's got 1,000. They're all over the board, right? If somebody said to me, I want to make 7,500 a month after a month, how do you set your expectations? You say, that's a wonderful goal. Sure as heck hope you get there, and I'd love to help you every step of the way. But let me ask you this. Would you think that maybe that might be a little overeager? I just asked like that. And they go, what do you mean? They almost always say, what do you mean? I said, well, look, if you were starting a window washing business, would you be expecting to make 5,000 a month or 7,500 a month after the first month? Almost everybody will say no. If you opened up a coffee shop, would you expect 7,500 a month in profitability in your first month? Everybody's going to say no. So why would you expect it with this business? I'm not saying we can't set that as a goal, but I don't want you being bummed out if you don't hit it. And you probably won't. I didn't. Now you're being honest. But is 500 your first month doable? Oh, absolutely. Is 1,000 doable? Probably. But I asked was, what would you have to make to be worth putting in the number of hours you said you're willing to spend? So you had those two bits of information. So if they're only willing to spend 5 hours, there ain't no way they're making 7,500. You got to be full freaking time to build fast to do that. You have to have the right people, and there's so many things that have to fit. I'm being realistic here. I'm not going to tell them you can't do it. I'm going to say, here's a big question, big thing you might want to remember. Hey, let me ask you this. Do you think it's realistic that you could spend 5 hours a week in a business and after just 20 hours be making 5,000 a month? What do you think they're going to say? They're going to say no. It's not realistic. They're going to realize that. So can we reset your expectation? What do you think if you spent 5 hours in any business you'd be happy with in your personal life? Now they're going to give you a lot lower numbers. And if, don't judge them and don't say they can't. But when they get to a point where they say, you know what, let's set that as a goal. Right? So it's probably going to be, I'd say, you know how many businesses make their initial investment back in a month? Almost none. But I'm going to show you how to do it in a week. Would that be cool? Yeah, what do I do? Just kind of share with 2 people. How do I do that? Okay. Now you're going to tell them, get people on the Zooms and, all the other stuff we've done in our trainings. But I'm going to go back because there's more on this onboarding process. Once you have the amount of money that would make it worth their time, and you have the amount of time that they'd be willing to spend, then you've got to ask them, okay, what would you be willing to do during that amount of time to make that amount of money? They'll probably say, whatever you tell me. That's almost always what they say. I can't think of almost anything they could say. I need more training. I need to know what I'm doing. I need your help. Great. I'm going to do that. So, it will give you a way that you could put in 5 hours a week and you could make, let's say 1,000 a month after a month of doing this. Then you would feel that'd be worth your time and you'd be successful. Okay, let me tell you how you're going to do it. You're going to put in the work. You're going to do the things that I tell you to do. I will follow up with you when you call me. We'll set a schedule, and I'm going to talk to you 3 days from now, and then 7 days from now. Okay? Or I'll talk to you every single day for these 7. It depends on your time. And I'm going to see what you did that day to accomplish your goal. Hold them accountable. Now, Sean, that won't take much of your time. It could be a 5-minute phone call. And you're going to have them share with people. You're going to do 3 ways with them, all the things we've trained people. Now, that being said, they're going to see some success. And you want to know the number one success they can have? Their first check. Their first instant gold pay. Okay? You say, I want to get you an instant gold pay by tomorrow. Who do you think would be so excited by this that they might be willing to be a member by tomorrow? Give me your top 10. And make them think of 10. And say, okay, your assignment is by tomorrow, we'll talk tomorrow night, you will have spoken to all 10 of those and offered them a link to this video or offer them to get on the webinar. Okay, and I already told you how to do that. And then get them to commit to do it and follow up with them. What you like best tonight, all of that. It's all a part of the system. This is duplicatable because you're going to teach your person to do the same thing with each of theirs and do that with each of theirs. They're going to teach them. And this will downline itself. And guess what? Your groups will grow and gain momentum one more time. Does that make sense to you? Let me know. Yes, no? Questions on it? I've got one more thing to say, and then we'll be wrapping up. Okay, good. So, remember I said, remind me about the grocery thing you don't have, because that just... Sally Mary is really good at this. I've had a lot of talk with them. I know some of you have used this as well to great success. And it's not just grocery store. I use that as an example, but it could be a bank, coffee line. My God, I don't know how many of you guys go to Starbucks, but there's always a freaking line. Always. You've got at least one person in front of you and one person behind you, and they can hear you. And probably the people in front and behind them, if you have a loud enough voice, can hear you. So, this is the model that you follow. When you're with strangers, doesn't matter if it's a bank line, any line, or it could be a group, or it could be something. Okay. All you gotta do with total strangers like that is follow this model. You start with a fact, like I said. I told you where to take that. But I'm going to role play a little bit before we end, because this works in a line. Who'd like to unmute and work with me here for just a couple minutes? Just anybody. Just put your name in the chat and let's see who it is. Nobody, you're all shy. Okay, Sean, my man. All right, Sean, let's get you to unmute. Where are you? Did you just disappear? Or somebody else let you unmute? You just, there you are.
I'm here.
Hi, Sean.
Hi.
Okay, here we are. It's you and me.
Okay.
Okay. You got a total stranger. I would start with a fact, and it doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong. Here's the fact.
Okay.
Turn to the person in front of you or behind you, whoever you can get their attention, and say, I'm assuming you're probably like me, a very busy person. You probably have a job to get to, depends on the time of day you're in line, or you're just coming off of work, whatever the case may be. But don't you find it tiring? And how many hours you spend in Starbucks lines? I've just started adding it up, and I'm curious. Do you find that you start to wonder if it's even worth being in line this long for a cup of coffee every day or twice a day? Okay. Now, Sean, I just, hey, do you find that it's kind of cumbersome to have to spend this much time for a cup of coffee? Like, yeah,
Absolutely.
I see you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when every time I come, it's up an extra 10 or 15 cents.
Right? It goes up every damn time. Fact is, you can't go to the grocery store and see the prices the same as they were a week ago when you went in.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am. That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
You guys notice?
Fact.
Fact. I'm not asking her a question, but I'm saying a fact in a questioning way. Hope you get the difference. You know why? Because if I turn around to her and go, hey, how would you like to be making money in the same time that it takes you to be in a Starbucks line?
That might be
happen. Tell me how you feel if I say that to you, Sean. How do you feel if I go, hey, would you like to hear about how to make some money instead of wasting your time in line?
I'm going to probably kind of turn my back and sort of ignore you because I'm thinking, what's wrong with this dude here? Let me just get over here in front of this other man. Maybe he won't question me about my money.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's like, the other is a negative. Let's say it's somebody you know and not a stranger, and you're just chatting with. Let's say somebody you've called before. I've called you before, and you said no to the opportunity. Okay. But I'm happen to be somewhere with you in person, and I just say, you know, hey Sean, I know that you are loving your job. Um, I heard that they've been given raises across the industry, so you probably got what, one or two raises, probably, I assume.
Well, I must have missed out on that notification. I
There
must
it
have
is.
missed that notification.
I must miss that. If you're talking to an hourly worker, like let's say you're at Home Depot and you're going to try to recruit the person helping you, okay? Uh, you've got a lot of middle-aged people working at Home Depot, if you hadn't noticed, and they get it's $17 an hour. So you go up to them and you go, hey, in this case I could say it because it's true. My son works at IKEA, and they're giving raises like $25 an hour as their base. Everybody's making that. I heard it's across the industry. You at Home Depot right here, I'm sure you're getting $25 an hour, yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. You know, but I'm sure it's in the works. So if you know, maybe it might take you 2, 3, 4 years before you get that. Yeah, I wonder what rent's going to be at that time. It seems to me like rent's going, according to what I'm seeing, going up 10 to 15% every single year.
Yes. At least.
Yeah. At least. See, I'm just making comments that she can go whichever direction she wants, but it opens the conversation. But the key is when you ask people questions, lowers their defense. I mean, raises their defense, raises it. Just like she turned around at the Starbucks line. But when you make a statement, especially a controversial one that you know they're going to argue with, you got a conversation going. And if it had to be, does that make sense? So I want you all to practice some sentences you can use in various situations and change your approach. Don't just dump a bunch of silver coins in somebody's hand. Don't just hand out your business card. How about just make a couple comments and see where they go? And make it a comment that's more than likely something they're going to disagree with. Because when you question people, it makes your defense go up. And they think you're up to something. But when you make a statement to somebody, it causes us to argue. Human nature is to take the opposite side. Okay? Now, if I ask the question of, hey, I heard you guys all got $25 raises, right? That's a kind of blunt, but they're still going to say, no, where'd you hear that? You know, so I always like to start with somebody else said something. Okay? Someone's, a friend of mine said they went out to a movie, and for family of 4 was over $100. Have you been, does that make sense? That kind of thing. It's not really a question, it's a statement. It's like, when you go to a movie, does it cost you guys that much? Or I bet it costs that much.
At least.
Yeah. So, what they started doing was renting, Netflix. But what they don't realize is it's $250 a year. So that's 2.5 movies. Chances are they're going to watch more. So everybody loves a deal.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Just shut up and wait for them to say it. And now it's just saying, that's like my business. I'm just in the business of helping people. What do you think they're going to say?
I don't know.
Sean?
I don't know.
I'm in the business of helping people.
Do what? I couldn't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Now I can.
I'm in the business of helping people. I love it.
I'm in the business of helping people.
And how do I respond to that? How do you do that?
Well, there it is. The door is open. Now you don't just vomit at them. Well, what was going on? You know what? I'd love to tell you, but here in line, you don't have a lot of time, your head's in probably 1,000 places. Why don't we exchange contact information, and I'll send you, little video shows what I do. See what you think. That'd be okay?
Yeah, that'd be okay.
All right. All right. So, you want to write it down, or get their text number, So, what's the best number to call you on? That's what I usually say. And then give me a number. I'll say, here's my number. So, put it in your phone. If you see a text from me, it's not a stranger. And I'll text you right now. And, here you go. I'll follow this up in a few minutes with a video for you to watch. But let me ask, if it comes in the next 10 minutes, when's the soonest you could watch a 9-minute review?
In the morning.
Tomorrow morning? So if I
Yeah.
call you tomorrow afternoon sometime, you'll have a chance to watch it?
Yeah.
Great. What's a good time and number to call you at tomorrow?
After 3 o'clock, and have my cell number, the cell number that I gave you to contact me on.
Excellent. And by after 3, do you mean 3:30?
No later than 5, but 3:34 would be better.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll call you at 3:30. Put that in your little calendar. I'll send you the link, and then all we'll do is we'll chat for a couple minutes to get your impression of how I'm helping you.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yes, that sounds good.
All right. Is there anything that might come up between now and tomorrow afternoon where you wouldn't have had a chance to watch it, or you wouldn't be able to talk for a few minutes?
Well, I'm on call for work, and so as long as they don't call me to go to work, I'll be good. So I'm on call for 24 hours.
Wow.
So,
That's fair. And if they do call, can you just text me and let me know? We'll set another time.
yes, I will.
Okay. And if nobody calls, but your husband watches the video with you, and he starts saying, "What's this crazy stuff?" I've never seen anything like that. What are you going to tell him to let him know you've got an appointment to talk about that very subject?
I'm just going to tell him that I met this man at Starbucks, and he wants to share with me some stuff that he does.
And that stuff helps.
To help people making it.
This video is going to show me in what way. So, guys, I hope this is helpful.
Mhm.
I didn't even think we'd go an hour. It's been an hour. So, if there's any last
Great
questions,
job.
great,
I'm gonna give him
on a
some
scale of 1 to
hearts.
10, how would you rate this training?
Woohoo.
10 being best ever. 1
Yeah,
being, I
man.
know
It's a
all
10,
this.
10, 10 across the board. Bam. Boop.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Steve. Look at this. 10s across the board.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. I look forward to seeing you at the top. Start inviting people. Start using these techniques. Go buy those books. Go read those books. Do what you got to do. I love you all.
We love you.
Listen, let's get the momentum back.
Okay.
See you later. Thanks, everybody.
See you later, alligator at the wild crocodile. Woo-hoo. Thank you all for watching. Okay. And if you want more information in the comment section, put freedom. Talk to you later. Love you. Bye-bye.